Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of You, Me, and a Mug of Tea. This is a podcast series that I'm pursuing independently, and it's also a side hustle for me while I finish my training in UX design and hopefully land a job in this field and make a living out of it. I mean, I'm tired of just applying and not getting anything in return. So this podcast helps me keep sane and keeps me interested in what I love doing. For today's podcast, for today's episode, I have somebody who is very close to me, and she has been an essential part of my life while I was, I would say, growing up mentally and emotionally. And she has been a strong anchor for me while I was abroad by myself and I really needed somebody to be there for me. She was always there for me, and she still is always there for me. We both know that we're just a message away. And she was part of the clique. She still is. I mean, why am I speaking in past tense? She still is part of the clique. You have already heard the episodes of my friends AK and Abby, and now Mel or Melina is the last girlfriend of that group in that same university in Beijing that I have invited over for this podcast. And she has graciously given time to me, taken out time from her busy day to join me for this podcast. And what is Mel doing right now? How we met and how we got close, it will all be revealed in this podcast. But first, I need to tell you what Mel is doing right now. She is Belgian by birth. Her parents moved to Belgium and then they had her there. So she's Belgian, but her heritage is Chinese and she is currently living in Beijing. She's fluent in three languages: English, French, and Chinese. That's right. She is fluent in these three languages. That's why she's working in CGTN. You must have heard of it. It's the biggest and the most powerful media network of China. And she's working there as a show host, as a translator, and also as a producer. I am so grateful that she's here with me. I will leave the rest to Mel to introduce herself. Mel, please tell us where you are, what you're doing, so then we can officially start.
Let's start. Hi, Fizz. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me on this podcast. This is my first podcast ever, so it's a big deal. I'm a little bit nervous, to be honest. And thank you for your introduction. That's a lot of pressure. I'm going to have to own up to that, as I said. So,
You're super talented. You're super talented. That shouldn't matter if it's your first one. Well, I'm glad to be your first. I'm going to put my microphone on mute.
Okay. I'm still learning.
Okay, go on.
Yeah, so as I was saying, I am working in Beijing now. It's been quite some time. I'm living in Beijing. I met you, Fizz, in Beijing while I was studying here. So I came, as you said, I was in Belgium before. I grew up in Belgium. I was born and raised in Belgium, and both of my parents are Chinese. And then I moved to Beijing when I was 17 to study. I studied acting for like 4 years and then decided to study new media and journalism. And that's where I met Fizz. And I'm so happy I met you. I'm so happy that you're in my life. Yeah, and I'm so happy that we're doing this.
I'm also extremely happy that you are in my life. And as I said, I wasn't joking around when I said you are a very important part of my life while I was growing up, or I would say I was maturing emotionally. And you are also a very important part of that emotional maturity that I've gained, because I learned a lot from you. And it's surprising. I mentioned once when I had the podcast with Abby, I mentioned that, I was discussing about Abby with you, and you just straight up told me that, it's your friendship with her and you need to talk to her about it. And I cannot really help you in this. So I think that also really gave me perspective that not everything is supposed to be commented on. So that was a great eye-opening thing for me to learn as well from you. And that's just one of them.
Fizz, I also learned so much with you. And yeah, it goes the same. It goes the same way.
Thank you. So Mel, what are you doing currently?
Oh, yes, I was about to talk about that and I forgot. Yes, I'm working as a TV host for a cultural show. It's hosted in French because I work for the French channel of CGTN. They have many languages, and we're here to talk about, to tell Chinese stories in different languages. So that's what I do on the French channel. The show is called, literally in English, it would be China and Me. And on each episode, I am discovering something about Chinese culture. And I am actually learning a lot through this show, because, as I said, I was growing up in Belgium, and it's also a way to discover new aspects of my heritage. So I like what I'm doing.
That's interesting. And I've seen some snippets of your show on your Instagram. I'll put her Instagram details in the description below. You can follow her. It's a really interesting Instagram. She posts some snippets of her show on her Instagram, and it's really interesting because Chinese culture is so diverse. In fact, all cultures are so diverse, but China is really into owning its culture and really exploring it, and it's amazing in broadcasting it, out there. So that's super cool. So you must check out her Instagram page as well, and you can watch her show online, I believe.
Yes, you can on the CGTN platform and also on Facebook, YouTube, and all of that.
Wow.
Wow.
So the question that appears here is, how did we meet? I'll tell my version of how I remember it, and then you can tell how you remember it, right? So I was in Beijing.
Memory. Yes.
No, I have a bad memory.
Me too. Okay, let's try.
Oh wow. Then let's see how this goes.
Let's see.
Okay. So I was in Beijing. I was living in the other dorm building in CUC, Communication University of China. And it was our first day of school, and maybe first week of school or something, when we were all, getting to know our classmates. Then Melina was also our classmate, and AK, Abby, and we already knew each other because of the whole roommate scenario that we discussed in the previous podcasts. But Mel, I remember when she came, she was so pretty. And all of us were like, oh my God, she's so pretty. And, sometimes girls who are so pretty, they seem like they're not friendly. So we didn't really try to approach her or whatever. But it was also because it was initial days. So nobody was trying too hard to get to know each other. It was just like, going with the flow. And I remember that you were almost always late to the class. So it was also like you were making an entrance each time.
Okay.
This was a huge issue. Even during our friendship, this was a major issue. You were never on time. And anytime we had to go somewhere.
I try. I still try.
I know, you did. Yeah. She, Mel genuinely tries.
I try.
But it just doesn't happen. No, and I remember even during our friendship, when both of us had to get somewhere, let's say at 7 p.m., I would be so, anal about it, that we need to be there at 7 p.m. Mel, why aren't you dressed? And both of us had to leave together. It wasn't like, one of us goes early and then the other one follows. No. It was supposed to be a together thing because we were also roommates.
Yeah.
So I used to be all ready and dressed up and, just waiting for maybe 20 more minutes or something like this. Although it doesn't sound a lot now that I think about it. But at that time, I was just so anal about it, like so military about it. So
I still need to make efforts in this area, but yeah. Fizz, you're always on time. How do you do that? I want to know.
I don't know. I like being on time.
I like other people being on time. And I try
So
to.
anyway, she would be late to almost every class, and she would make an entrance. And every time, she would look so nice entering the class that nobody really bothered about, oh my God, she's late. And then I remember once, I think it was during one of the classes or something, that I had to go to the bathroom. And you were already outside. You were by the window just having your coffee or something. And what? And I think, yeah. And we just like were passing and we just looked at each other and just smiled and we said hi. And then we just like got to talking. And then I remember I also had a cup of coffee and something like this, but it was over a cup of coffee in the middle of the class. Now that I think about it, why were they having coffee by the window in the middle of the class?
That's just what we do. Weird things.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then we talked, right? And I thought to myself, wait, she's not a mean person. She's not unfriendly. She's actually really cool. And that's it. That was our first interaction. And then slowly, we started to get to know each other more and blah, blah, blah. And that's how we first met. How do you remember it?
I don't really remember the first time we talked to each other, but I remember the first time I saw you in class, and I was just saying to myself, like, this girl is really someone who you just notice when she goes anywhere. She's just so funny and outgoing and beautiful, and like you really stand out. I was thinking that. Yeah, really. I was thinking she seems very cool. I wasn't looking to make any friends. Like it wasn't part of my plan, but it just happened. It just happened, and I'm very glad. And then we got to be roommates.
Yeah, that's a funny story how we became roommates. Do you remember how we became roommates?
I want to hear you tell this story.
So you do remember. Oh my God.
I remember.
So, but it's interesting that I was thinking you are so beautiful and you were thinking I'm so beautiful. See, this is why we're friends.
Because we're beautiful.
Exactly. Yeah. We think good things about each other. How we became roommates, it's quite a funny story. So
you tell it.
What happened was I had a Korean roommate, right? She was never there. So it was practically my own room. I was living by myself. But I had visitors almost all the time. Even you were one of the frequent visitors. Do you remember?
Yes,
you and Abby and AK and Zaki Boy and Fulada, Vlad, you were all regular visitors. And I had a great time, having all of you in my room.
It was fun.
And yeah. And one day I remember my Korean roommate, she comes back and she says, oh, I'm moving out. I'm moving in with my boyfriend outside of the university. I panicked because I thought, oh no, if she moves out and they give me because they were definitely going to give me a new roommate. So I thought, if they give me a new roommate, what if, she's mean or, there's so many hesitations when you think of a roommate. And I just freaked out. And I remember you had a refrigerator, which I loved.
Yes,
and
I did.
Yeah, and you used to live up on the 8th floor and I was down on the 6th floor, and you also had a really cool and the sweetest of girls as a roommate. But it was a small room. Was it smaller than mine?
It was very small and there was no light. Like we were in the dark always in the dark. I love my roommate and she was really nice, but I needed to change rooms because that was not possible anymore. So yeah, I wanted to be your roommate before you wanted to be mine.
No way! This is something I'm finding out today.
Yes, it's true.
So then you had a refrigerator, which I absolutely loved. And I remember sometimes I used to put things in that. Although we didn't have a community refrigerator, did we?
A what? Excuse me. I didn't hear.
Did my voice break?
I don't think so.
Oh, I'm saying we didn't have a common sharing refrigerator on each
Oh
floor,
no, we
right?
didn't. Yeah, no, we
Yeah,
didn't.
we didn't. Yeah. So I used to put my stuff in your fridge sometimes, and I just loved it so much. And
Mm.
you were so sweet, you used to let me. And I think you used to put other people's stuff in your fridge as well. And even your roommate and her friends, like that fridge was fully stocked. I think then at one point, none of your things were in there, and everybody else's things were in there.
It's okay because I'm not cooking, so it was quite
Yeah.
useless in my hands. So it became the common refrigerator. So
Exactly.
yeah.
And you graciously let us borrow space in it, free of charge. Amazing. And then my Korean roommate says that, oh, I'm leaving and blah, blah, blah. And I panicked so hard. I remember not even thinking twice and running up to you, to your floor, to your room. I just banged on the door and I just ran inside and you were just chilling on your bed. And I said, Mel, you need to become my roommate. You said, what? Why? I said, no, you need to become my roommate. I remember. No, you did tell me you
No.
want to be my roommate, and
Yes.
I was mean. I
You were
remember
freaking
I
out.
was mean to you. Yeah,
You
I'm
were
so
freaking-
sorry. Now I remember.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
So you told me you want to be my roommate. Yeah,
mm,
you tell this part. Oh my God,
I
I'm so
knew
sorry.
I don't remember how I knew this Korean roommate situation, but I found out about it. Maybe you told me, and I told you, hey, we could be roommate because I'm looking for a bigger room, and you're looking for a nice roommate, which I am,
Hmm.
fridge, which I
Hmm.
have. So let's just make it happen. And you were like, no, I don't think it's a good idea. I need to think about it
Yeah.
because we're good friends. I don't want to ruin this. This is too big, of a commitment. I really need to think about it. I'm like, oh, wow. So, okay, I'm going to let you think about it.
Oh,
Be
I
roommate
remember
first.
this part.
Yes.
Oh shit. And I also remember, I think I must have said it, that, oh, I love living alone now because she's never there.
Mm,
And we're friends and, we'll be attending the class and then coming back to the same room. It's just going to be too much.
true. It's true. It sounds scary. People say that the best roommate is the one that is never there. And I think I thought it was true before I got to be roommate with you.
Yeah, I think you are the best roommate, and I am sorry for that. I do remember that. So that's why when
Yeah, that's
she
why.
told me she's moving out, I panicked and I ran to you. And
Yeah.
we were living in the same building, and you were chilling on your bed. I said, Mel, you, me, roommates now. And you just looked at me, you're like, I need to think about it. I was like, what? Why? No, come
'Cause
live
you,
with me.
you didn't want to be roommates with me. So I had to play hard to get, I need to think about it now. It's not that
Yeah,
easy,
and rightly so.
right? But
I think
yeah,
that was the best thing you could ever do to me at that moment because I was sweating. I was being very anal about it. Then, oh no, I was like, Mel, please come, please, I'm begging you. And you were like, let me see. Wait, I need to wait for my roommate to come back so I can talk to her about it and
yeah,
then think about it. And I was just so desperate. I was like, no, Mel, please move in with me.
there was a crisis going on. That was quite interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. And you did play really well. I mean, kudos to you because I actually realized your worth in my life. And I was like, forget about your roommate. Why do you need to speak to her? Why? You were like, no, it's unethical. I cannot leave her without telling her that I'm leaving. What if she thinks bad about me? What if she thinks I wasn't happy with her as a
Yes.
roommate? And have you even spoken to the receptionist downstairs? Like, are we even allowed to be roommates? And I was just like sweating bullets. I was like, oh my God. And I remember I ran down to the reception.
You fixed all the issues very fast, and then you convinced me. And then
Yeah.
before I knew it, we were moving my things out of my room
I
to
didn't
your
really
room.
convince you. Do you remember? I went down to the receptionist and I couldn't speak Chinese at all at that
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
And I had no idea what I was supposed to say. I ran back up to you and I was like, Mel, please go speak to her. Please go speak to her. And you were like, oh, okay. And you went downstairs, you spoke to her. And then you said, yeah, she said we can be roommates. I said, then let's go. You said, no, I need to wait for my roommate to come back. And then I remember I ran back up to your room and I started packing your things.
Yeah, that's how it happened. Now I remember very clearly too.
You were
Before
just
I
sitting
knew
there.
what was happening, we were moving my things out.
I called reinforcements. I called Abby. AK didn't come. I called Abby. I said, we need to pack her shit and move it to my room. She also joined. We're just throwing her things in like big tubs or whatever those things were. You're just sitting there. You were like, be gentle with that. I was like, yes, ma'am. I'll be so gentle, but please live with me.
So I didn't talk to my roommate.
No,
I didn't.
you left her a
Found
voice
out
message.
later. Yeah, I had to tell her. I felt bad about this, and you thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's funny. Now you can laugh. But yeah, we moved everything out. My things were gone.
Yeah.
She came back to the room. There was no more of my stuff. No roommate anymore. Yeah.
And she was so hurt. Do you remember? You left her a message. It was so bad. It was
That was
badly
not
handled.
cool.
And she was so hurt. She said, why did you move out? Was it something I did? Was it where? And you're like, no, it's just that she had space and you were explaining to her. And then I think she just, didn't really remain close to you after that.
No, we still talked.
Oh, okay.
There was no drama like that, Fizz.
Oh, okay.
But I just felt bad. Yeah, it wasn't very cool. But we got to be roommates.
Yeah. Forced roommates.
But it was nice. It was nice.
Yeah.
It was like a party every day.
How come?
I felt like there was so many things going on. And then I was thinking, wow, this is gonna be exhausting, but really fun. You were doing so many things. So many people were coming to the room. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yes, I have a new roommate, but I also have a new whole world opening up to me. What is this?
Why don't you tell the story of when you used to be alone in the room and people came over?
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah, always. Every day, people coming to the room, knocking on the door, looking for Fiza because she's so sociable and has so many friends. And you were not there, obviously, because you were busy doing things, which I wasn't. I was just in the room staying there most of the time. So people would knock on the door and be like, Fiza! I'll be like, no, she's not here. Go away.
And it was funny because I never knew that this was happening. So once one of the people, they mentioned that, dude, we came to your room and somebody just screamed that she's not here, go away. Who is that? And although like you're so gorgeous and you're so charming and everything, but you're also very mysterious, you know? And I think it's just how you are. You don't really, as you said, it wasn't your plan to socialize or make friends, and you really stuck to it until and unless these people were forced upon you. So when people did come over, and I had no idea that this was happening, or sometimes they would say, you didn't open the door, we were knocking forever. I was like, I wasn't in the room. They would say, you're lying because we heard music coming in from inside. Yeah. I was like,
I was there. In the beginning, I was just pretending to not be there. But it wouldn't work because they would just keep on knocking. So eventually I had to scream something like, go away.
And everybody was so curious now. Who is this girl? Why does she, tell us to go away? Who is she? And I told them, oh, that's my new roommate. And do you remember I came once and I said, hey, are you asking people to go away?
I said, yes. They were looking for you.
Yeah.
You weren't there. So they had to go away.
And do you remember? I said, "Oh, who was it?" You said, "I don't know, just a couple of them. I don't know who these people are. Why do they keep coming here? Do they not know that this is not their room?" I was like, "Okay." And I remember I never used to keep my door locked.
Mm-hmm.
Or yeah, like during the daytime when it was visiting hours, I didn't keep my door locked because it was more of like a walk-in situation.
Mm.
And then the door started getting locked. And then the next thing I know, we are locking the door. I was like, oh, interesting. And so nobody could really walk in anymore. They had to knock and seek our permission to come inside. But it's funny because, see, you're so funny and charming. And when people sat with you, when, you were forced to sit with them, rather, they found out that you're also quite friendly. So the traffic didn't really stop. It did slow down, but it didn't stop.
The traffic. I like the words you're using. No, but I got to meet a lot of nice people, and yeah, thanks to you, I don't think I would have been so sociable if I wasn't your roommate, and that turned out to be great in the end. In the beginning, I had a hard time adjusting myself to this.
Yeah. And we didn't give our refrigerator space to anybody else. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Then because I got so possessive over it, I was like,
it was our fridge.
My precious. Yeah. And what else? I remember taking your clothes.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Because so stylish. You have always been so stylish.
No,
and I just loved your wardrobe.
I'm not stylish. You're stylish.
You are.
I ended up
You're
wearing your
stylish.
things too. It became our closet, our fridge, our closet.
True.
We were sharing everything.
It was nice. And when you had to go away sometimes, for your projects or stuff, you were also working in the middle sometimes. And when you had to go away, I used to miss you so much. And even when we were gone, we were not physically present. We would always be texting each other.
True. Always together. We were that kind of roommates.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so crazy because you have to, we have different habits and different personalities, and living together, it's a big deal. It is actually a big deal. You could be the best friends ever, but once you live together, so many things have to be adjusted. So it turned out very great, and it's crazy when you think about it. It's very surprising.
That's true. And now that I remember, we never really got into a fight.
No.
Because, we were in such a harmonious balance. Wow. We were in such a harmonious balance that I was the one who was, a little bit controlling, and, this needs to be here and this needs to be clean and this needs to be here and all. And you were so laid back. And you just didn't interfere with how I wanted the room to be. Remember, at one point, I even changed the whole setup.
Yeah.
I put the beds over there and the closet over there and the study table over there. And I think you were gone for a few days or something. And I just changed up the whole room. And you came back. You were like, hey.
Hey,
welcome. And you were so cool about it.
No,
you had no problems.
It was really nice. I'm not the person who decorates. I don't do that. I just let things the way they are. So it was really nice, and it was always clean. It smelled nice. There was always a nice music background. So you made the place a very delightful place to stay at.
Oh, that's so sweet. So that's why I think we never really got into an argument, because you let me be me. You gave me the space to be a dictator in the room, at least. And I remember I used to love cooking for you. You used to love everything I made. I think you're the best husband ever.
No, Fizz, you're the best wifey ever. It was so good. And the milk tea, you were talking about it today. I miss it so much. It was delicious. So delicious.
Thank you. And I used to make all these things for you, and I used to enjoy making these things for you because you used to eat it all up. It's very fulfilling. And then in return, do you remember you used to buy me fruits every time you used to go out to shop for anything? You always remember to buy a little box of fruit for me. I think that was so sweet, so touching.
Because I can't cook, so I have to make up to that. I have to do something.
So sweet. You cooked up a very nice environment for me to live in. And you're right about the background music. Your taste in music was amazing. I remember stealing some of your songs.
It's meant to be shared. I loved your music too. I discovered so many things. Pakistani food, Pakistani music, Pakistani food.
That's true. What was that thing you ate? Remember? Do you still remember how to say it?
Kurkure nimko. Right? Of course.
That's so cute. I used to actually film Mel. I used to make her Instagram stories and I used to make her say things in Urdu. She was such a hit on my Instagram with my Instagram friends. And they used to actually request things to hear from her because she has such a cute accent when she used to speak in Urdu.
This is the right accent, right?
It is. The way you roll your R's.
My accent. Kurkure nimko. I have no accent.
It's very cute. It's very cute.
Yeah, I was your monkey sometimes and you were mine sometimes. I would post stories about you too.
Oh, yeah.
Make you do things.
It's funny you mentioned the word monkey because
I was like, am I your monkey? Yes.
Yeah.
Do this. Say that. Wear that.
And we used to follow.
We were entertaining each other.
The other asked.
Yeah. What is wrong with us?
This monkey reminds me. Do you remember the Korean roommates next door?
Oh my god. Oh my god, Fizz, you're so bad. We're talking about monkeys and it reminds you of someone we knew.
Oh my god, I need to edit this part out.
Yeah,
no,
please.
no. No, wait, that's not what I meant. I'm not. Oh, I love everybody. But no, the little guy used to call himself a monkey, don't you?
Yeah, I remember. Our neighbors.
Yeah.
So many things were happening in that room. There were parties all the time. Those Korean boys, they really know how to party.
Yeah, and there was a big one and then there was a small one. The small one used to call himself a monkey and the big one also used to call him a monkey. And I need to stop laughing.
I don't think anyone will understand this.
No,
There's some inside joke.
So I remember I used to sleep early. I still sleep early and you are a night owl.
Yes,
so you used to be up at nights. I used to sleep a little late. And so we shared a wall with these Korean boys. And I don't know, every night they used to have their friends over. They used to have so much fun. Then they started to bang on the shared wall. And you would get disturbed and I would wake up to that banging. Do you remember?
Yeah, I do.
And you used to respond by banging back on that wall, and then they used to bang more aggressively, and it would just continue.
There was a war.
Yeah. And then, do you remember when we went to confront them one night? We knocked on their door. Yeah, do you tell the story?
No, something crazy happened. We put up drawing of us.
No, that happened later.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, okay, wait, let me tell this part, then you tell the drawing part.
Yes.
So we went to confront them. We knocked on their door and the big guy opens the door, right? And I used to call him Namja Chingu. Namja Chingu means boyfriend in Korean, but just for fun. It didn't mean anything. So I used to call him Namja Chingu and I was like, why are you doing this? What is this knocking and banging? And you were also like, yeah, stop it. We are disturbed. We're getting disturbed. And he was like trying to calm us down. And then the little guy who used to call himself a monkey threw his slipper at us.
Yes, I do remember that.
Do you remember? He threw his slipper at us and we were so shocked, and both of us, we didn't get scared. Instead, we barged in and we dragged him by his feet. We dragged him into our room and the whole floor was so noisy because we were making so much noise. And then I think we made him sit on the chair and we took our slippers off and we beat him with our slipper. What?
I think something was happening in his life that day. He was sad. I remember he cried or something, right?
Oh, yeah!
He was crying. And at first we were really mad about the knocking and everything, but then we were comforting him. We're like, oh, it's okay. You had a bad day.
Oh, yeah, I remember. We didn't hit him with our slippers.
No.
Why is my mind so dramatic? So we did drag him to our room and we made him sit on the chair. That's where he was crying.
Yeah, he was crying. I remember that.
Yeah, and then instead of being angry at him, you're absolutely right. We were like, wait, what's wrong? I mean, he threw a slipper at us a minute ago and the next minute we were wiping his tears.
We're such good people.
Yeah. And then they took revenge. Do you remember?
Yes.
That's when the drawing thing happened. You tell the story.
Thing. When we got to be roommates, we made a drawing of ourselves because that's what we do. I don't know why we did that. And I drew you, you drew me.
Yeah.
Or was it the opposite? Yeah. And then we put it on our door. So that everybody could see that we were the best roommates ever.
That's exactly what was written on it. And I still have one half of it.
What was written? Best roomies?
Best roommates ever.
Exactly.
No, I think you're right. It was best roomies. Oh my God, my brain.
People needed to know.
Yeah.
So it was out there. And then one day we got up and walked out and saw that the drawing was ripped. Remember? I think you noticed first because you get up earlier.
Yeah. Maybe.
It was like a big event and we had to find out who did this.
Yeah, I remember.
Because that was not okay. That was not okay. Yeah. So we had like a few suspects on the list, but we really needed to know who it was. So we went to the CCTV camera surveillance room of our school to see the footage of the person who did that because it's a crime.
Imagine the overreaction.
The guy was like, what do you need to see? Did someone stole something? We're like, no, but someone ripped our drawing and we're scared. It's like an assault. We need to know who did this. We don't feel safe. So the guy eventually showed us the footage and we watched it for a very, very long time because there was a lot of people. There was a lot of people passing by and we're like, wow, so many people on our floor, so many things happening. And then we saw it. Tell them this is what we saw.
Oh my God, I had totally forgotten about going to the security cell of the university just to see who ripped our drawing. I mean, what the hell? What were we going through, Mel?
Just because. I think we had too much time on our hands. Just a little bit too much. It's not something that we would do today. But it seemed very important that time. So important. We needed to find out. And we discussed about it.
Yeah, we were so mad. We were so angry. Who would dare? And it wasn't, our room was literally in the corner. So it wasn't like somebody was passing by or ripped it, you know? Like somebody had to come all the way to the corner of the corridor and rip it.
True.
Intentionally. Exactly. I remember we went to the admin section first and we said, oh, this so and so happened. They said, why don't you go to the security cell? We're like, yeah, we'll go to the security cell. And it was like a whole wall full of TV screens, and it was literally every corner of the university in that cell. And you explained in Chinese exactly what you said, that, you know, we're scared. Our drawing was ripped. So it was just a 2-inch rip. It wasn't even, you know, torn apart. It was literally just a 2-inch little.
It was 2-inch too far.
And we did sit there for a long time. And yeah, you're right. So many people were coming. And we had no idea that so many people just hang out outside of the room, because it was also near the balcony. So it was a great view as well. And then we see this big guy and this small guy. And I was shocked to see that it was actually the big guy who ripped it.
Yeah, scandalous.
Do you remember? Yeah, I mean, I called him Namja Chingu and he ripped our drawing just 2 inches.
He betrayed us.
Yeah, and then we were so pissed. We were like, oh, we're going to get them. We're going to get them this time. And we go to their room, and I think we put up a lot of sticky notes on their door.
Yes. Sticky notes.
Yeah.
And also, we blocked their door, I think.
With tape.
With tape. So much tape.
With clear tape. Yes. We put so much clear tape, so when they go in or go out, I think they were not in the room. We opened the door and the door was open and nobody was in. They were such boys. So the entire doorway, we put clear tape on it so it would stick on them, and we put a lot of sticky notes with, you know, drawings of them. And just like, we know what you did, we know what you've done, we know exactly, we saw you, you know, threatening notes, like over just a 2-inch rip on our drawing. And then I remember Namja Chinku. Later that day, there was aggressive knocking on our door, and we were like, yeah, we got them. We opened the door, and the big guy was covered in tape, and the little guy was just laughing and laughing. And we got them, Mel. Like, nobody dared do anything to us then.
Do not mess with us. That was the statement.
It was also written there.
Yeah, it was written there.
Yeah. And fix yourself before you mix yourself.
You mix yourself, yes.
Yeah. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. All of that stuff was written on their door.
So that they know. It was a great revenge. I'm proud of us.
I'm more like shocked on us.
That we did that?
We went so far.
Yes.
Yeah. And then do you remember we sealed the drawing? Like, we put a clear sheet on top of it or something, so nobody would rip it. And another crazy thing that happened, to explain more how laid back you were and still are, that the room in front of us, it was bigger in size because it had an attached balcony.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
And yeah, our friends used to live there. So our dorm got renovated, and oh my God, before that we were living in the West Campus. You need to tell the stories about that. God. But when we moved to the new building, our friends used to live in the opposite room from us, and it was a bigger room, and I always used to dream about living there. And then I realized that maybe something had happened. They hadn't paid their dues or something, but they were asked to leave that room. And the room was empty, and you hadn't come back from Belgium yet. And I was like, I can move all of our stuff there. And I just texted you, Mel, I'm moving our stuff to the bigger room. And you just said, okay. And I packed all of our stuff and I put it there and I even set it up. So by the time you came back, you came to a brand new room and you were just so happy. You didn't
It was
for
nice.
once say, yeah, you weren't pissed at all that, hey, what the hell, you moved, blah, blah, blah. And you were just like, you celebrated with me. Remember?
It was nice. That's an upgrade. Why would I be mad about that? We had a bigger room and I didn't need to move anything. You just did it for me.
Yeah,
Why would I
that's
complain
true.
about that? It was
That's
really
true. I
nice.
didn't think about it like that.
And you wanted that room for a long time.
Oh my God, I had my eyes on that room. I remember because we used to chill with those friends often. And when they found out that, I took their room before I spoke to them,
I
they
think
were
we're
not
upset.
happy about it.
Yes.
But then they got over it.
They understand, right? They had to.
True.
Yeah, they had to.
I mean, we're fun people to hang out with, so they wanted to hang out with us, so why not? Why not?
Exactly.
So you, Mel, share some stories about the West Campus and why we went there in the first place.
I don't even remember why we went there, but it was terrible. I think they were renovating the building we used to live in. That's why? Is that why? We stayed for a long time. And it was winter. It was cold. It was small. And it was just really bad. Everything about it was bad. And it was far away from our classes, our classrooms.
Oh, yeah.
We needed to take a taxi or a tuk-tuk, remember?
Yeah, I remember. Oh my God. What the
You
hell?
even had a personal chauffeur.
Yeah.
You were happy with his service and then you kept his number so that he could come every time you needed to go to class. That was nice.
That's true. Yeah. And it was so convenient as well. I didn't have to look for a tuk-tuk or waste my time. Although the university had arranged a shuttle service for us, but it used to move on fixed timings. And we didn't have to go on those timings. And I remember I just saved his number and he was so friendly. And I used to text him, okay, yeah. I used to text him, okay, at this time, please be at the gate. And he used to say, okay. And then he used to take me. I think we both also used to go on that tuk-tuk.
Yes, I remember. The guy was very friendly.
And what else? There were bunk beds.
Yes, and I was up there, I think.
And the mattresses weren't that good.
No, it was so uncomfortable. I don't want to sound like a princess, but it was really terrible. And there were cockroaches. Remember?
There were what?
Cockroach?
Oh, yeah.
So many. It was terrible.
And you used to freak out so much. Coming from Pakistan, it was a usual sight for me. Oh, another cockroach. But you used to scream and panic. And I used to be like, why? What's wrong? It's just a cockroach. Why did you get panicked?
On our clothes.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe on our toothbrush without us knowing it. It's so disgusting. I hate cockroach. So disgusting. We used to be out all the time. I remember that because we hated our room so much that always finding excuses to go out.
Where did we go though?
Anywhere. Anywhere is better than this room.
And there was no kitchen. I couldn't cook for you.
No, there was no kitchen. It was a really sad time.
And when I had to iron my clothes, there was no place for me to iron my clothes. I remember wearing just unironed clothes.
Yeah, like me. I never ironed my clothes, so I didn't go to that struggle.
Yeah. And do you remember how that we had another neighbor and she told on us. We were making a lot of noise. I remember Abby was also there and we were just throwing food on the wall. Why were we throwing food on the wall?
Oh, I don't.
Do you?
Yes. Oh my God.
Yeah, there was there was sauce on the floor, and there was food on the walls. We had pizza, I think.
Yes, we were mad about something. I guess.
I think we were just mad at that room. It was so tiny. It was extremely small, and bunk beds, and we hadn't unpacked our suitcases because there was no place to put the stuff in. So everything was still inside our suitcase. And Abby was over, and actually she used to come over a lot because she realized we're depressed. And then one time we ordered a pizza, and I don't know what came onto us, and
Bad. We usually
anyway.
don't waste food. It was
It was a
exceptional.
one-time thing, I think.
Yes, we never did that again.
And that girl told on us, and we were so disappointed because
mad.
we had spent a year being so noisy in that other building, and nobody ever told on us. I think when we were being noisy in that building, everybody just joined in on the fun. Do you remember? It
True.
wasn't just us being noisy then, it was the entire floor. And there was just a party on the floor. But this
It was a
time,
fun floor.
and then this time,
Mm.
they didn't join us because it was the new batch that came in. She just told on us. And do you remember the next day the lady came, the receptionist, the warden, and she was so mad at us.
I remember. We got a lot of people mad. I remember once we were in Abby's building and we were being so loud that a lady came and told us something I will never forget. If you want to be happy, be happy outside.
Speak it like a Chinese person. Yeah.
What words she used, but it was
No, like happy.
对，出去 happy. Yeah, that's
And we did go outside and be happy.
We did. Yeah, I didn't know I was loud for that. I think I didn't know.
Yeah, we watched the videos later on and we were quite loud.
We were.
Yeah, we were screaming like a plane was taking off.
Fun memory.
Yeah.
But I feel like those things only happen during college. Like, I can't imagine those things happening now, like putting tape on your neighbor's door. It just doesn't happen in real life.
No. And wait, last memory that I want to recall, as roommates. Remember, Beyonce's album came out, Lemonade?
Oh my God, yes.
It was late at night. Sometimes you used to keep me up. And I did wake up for you. And I don't know what we were going through, but we put on Lemonade and we got so angry at boys. And then,
we got
do you remember?
Feminist all of a sudden.
Yeah, and then you tell the story, what happened.
And then we went out to express our anger at this patriarchal society. We took the elevator and we were screaming, I don't know, lyrics from the songs we just heard. And yeah, just to tell everybody that we hate men.
Yeah. And we went to each floor. We went to the elevator. We pressed all the buttons.
Yes, we did.
And each time the elevator door opened, we used to scream, "We hate men! We hate men!" So when we came back to our floor and we screamed, "We hate men," some of the boys came out. They're like, "What is happening?" And then we just started throwing water at them. Why? And you had Coke in your hands, and I said, "Mel, throw the Coke." And you...
And I did.
Why?
We were just kids playing. It's just like, in primary school or whatever. It was really fun.
It was, and it was a brand new building. It was after it was renovated and we moved back. And there were Coke stains on the walls, and we just thought, oh my God, we did that.
We did that.
And then we ran back to our room. Yeah.
We did, to hide. This is so crazy.
Wow. I had a great time with you as a roommate, Mel Mel.
Me too. So much fun. It was so much fun. You're so much fun, Fizz Fizz.
You're so much fun, Mel Mel.
You're so much fun. You really are. And there's something weird happening when we're brought together. We're just even more crazy.
Yeah, and do you remember people used to say we sound the same on the phone?
Yes, I remember that.
Why?
I don't know. Is it because we hang out so much that we
I
end up
guess.
sounding the same?
But even the voices, how is that possible?
I don't know. Maybe people who are listening to this podcast right now are just hearing the same person talk.
Must be thinking, we're going insane.
Who's talking now? Maybe. So now I'm going to announce myself every time I see something. This is Mel talking. Not Fizz Fizz.
You called me Fizz Fizz. You gave me this nickname.
Fizz
Nobody
Fizz.
in my life. Yeah, nobody ever called me Fizz Fizz before. You started calling me Fizz Fizz, then the entire university started calling me Fizz Fizz. And I loved this nickname.
It's a cute nickname.
Thank you for giving that to me. And over here, only one of my aunts, she calls me Fizz Fizz now.
Oh,
Nobody
really?
else. So every time she calls me Fizz Fizz, I think of you because you're the one who gave me this name.
That is so cute. She has no idea that somebody gave you that nickname before.
Oh no, I told her.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's a cute nickname. I'm proud of myself for giving you that nickname.
Thank you.
Yeah, and we had a real relationship.
That's true. Oh man, I miss having you as my roommate, and we haven't met since Shanghai. You visited me in Shanghai and then that's it. We didn't meet again.
Yeah, it's been so long, so long. And I missed your wedding because
Dude, even I missed my wedding. Yeah.
I wanted to be there.
I know. Yeah, you were so excited and I was getting, yours and a couple of other girls' outfits selected and made. And I think my parents even bought some of the clothes and then COVID happened.
Yeah, this really sucks.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for the time when we'll be able to travel and see each other again. Maybe go on a trip.
I would love that. Oh my God, if we go on a trip, you know what's going to happen. Yeah, I actually love our memories together, and there's so much more that happened, but unfortunately we have reached the end of this podcast, Meow Meow. Oh. So before we leave, do you want to sing our song? And that's when I stop this podcast.
Yes, let's do it. So
you tell the story behind the song.
The story behind it. Do we have a story that goes with it? I thought it was just our song. We used to perform.
How did it become our song?
I don't know. I think we have so many songs, but that's the one people remember to be our song.
Why? Let's check.
We made a performance that really moved our friends. So, yeah, it became a request and we would perform this song anytime.
We became everybody's
monkeys.
Oh my
exactly.
God. You're right. It was a performance. And when people used to, come to our room, they did request us to sing the song. And we just used to stand up and get all,
And they would film it, be like, okay, it's starting. They're going to sing the song.
Why did we allow this to happen to us?
I think we enjoyed it secretly. Let's do it.
This is something I would still do today with you if somebody requests us
to perform this song.
Get up and
just get up and sing. Okay.
Okay. And we used to be like so emotional about it. Do you remember?
So dramatic. It was very emotional.
Oh my God.
Is it supposed to go like this, your podcast? I feel like we're just laughing.
No, it's not.
Aren't we supposed to discuss about deep things?
We are.
Are we failing at this? Fizz?
No, we're just being ourselves. We're hopeless and helpless. This is the best we can do.
This is the best. I'm sorry for the people who are listening and who won't get anything. They'll be like, why are they laughing? What's so funny about this? What?
I think so too. Like we're telling the stories, but nobody would be amused. I think they're.
I think it doesn't make sense to anyone what we just said. But
No.
But I'm having fun.
So am I. Oh my cheeks hurt. Shit.
Maybe we'll do a normal podcast.
I doubt it.
Chain ourselves. We had to.
I cannot wait to get together with you in person because I see that dumb energy still present.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you think
we're still capable?
We'll still be capable of that in, I don't know, 40 years. We'll be old ladies. We'll still be laughing at stupid things.
And doing nonsensical stuff together because, this is why. This is why when they say God has a plan, he put us on different continents in different countries because he knew. If I put them together in the same place,
food is going to be thrown at walls and all of that. Yeah, he let that happen for some time, but then he said no.
No, that's enough.
Them. Yeah, that's enough. Too much craziness going on.
Imagine if you actually could come to my wedding. Yeah. Man.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why COVID happened.
Oh my God, to keep us apart.
Yeah.
That is so sad. That is so sad. For anybody wondering why it happened, that's why. Now we know.
Oh, okay, calm down.
Yeah.
Calm down. We need to sing our song. We need to perform, Mel.
I'm not sure I remember all the lyrics, but it doesn't matter. Let's do it.
How did it start?
Okay, we're doing this.
Wait.
A cappella.
Give me the first line. How did it start?
Yes, I do. I believe
that. Continue now. Oh, okay. Let's.
What's happening?
From the top. From the top. You say 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you say 1, 2, 3, and we begin.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, go. Yes, I do.
I believe
that one day
I will be
where I was
right there, right next to you.
And it's hard.
The days go by. Okay.
This just seems so dark.
Told me. Yeah.
No? Oh my God, we lost it.
No, wait. We let's begin from told me not to cry. Yeah?
Okay.
Okay. You say 1, 2, 3.
Okay. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. We're better than this, I promise.
Yeah.
Wait. You told me not to
cry when you were gone.
But the
feelings overwhelming.
It's much
too strong.
Okay, the important part.
Yeah. Can I live
by your
hello from the top?
Oh no.
Can I?
Okay. 1, 2, 3, go. Can I
lay by your side.
Next to you. It doesn't sound as good. Why?
No.
Oh no.
And make sure you're alright. I take care of you. There's nowhere to be here if I can't
with you
tonight. God, this was bad.
Yeah, I'm gonna blame it on the connection because
Same.
we were singing at the same time, but it didn't sound like that. We were having technical issues, but it's supposed to be very good. It's usually
it was a requested performance.
Yeah,
there
all
was
the time.
something there.
People loved it, so I don't know. Ask them why they love it. It's good, just not this time, but it's really very good.
Oh my God.
Are we gonna finish on this note, this terrible note?
I think so. Thank you, Mel.
Thank you
so much for taking out the time.
Thank you so much, Fizz. This was so much fun. I don't know if we made a good job, if people are going to understand this, but I had a very great time just laughing and having fun as always and singing beautifully.
You are a beautiful singer.
You are.
You are.
We are. We need to stop this. Yes. We need to stop praising each other.
Why?
Because
first I need to stop this recording. I'm just going to stop it. Okay, bye. Okay, Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, I'll be back next week with another episode. I love you too. I'll be back next week. With the new episode. Bye.